Hey guys, Dustin here, CEO of 630. Want to talk to you today about the best bikes for someone with arthritis. Now, I do want to say a disclaimer here before we get started. I am not a doctor. I'm not giving the opinion that is medically approved necessarily. I have spoken to some doctors, some massage therapists, some people with arthritis generally speaking. So I'm using their opinions and their feedback to present you with my ideas today. So arthritis can obviously be a very debilitating condition. It can, immobilize a lot of people. So we've had a lot of success stories actually with 630 bikes about people with some cases of severe arthritis actually being able to get back on a bike because of certain bikes we offer that have certain riding positions. So when we talk about what's the best bike for someone with arthritis, I think there's a couple ways to approach it. Number one is really looking at where is the arthritis affecting you. I know it can show up in all areas of the body, including the neck, the back, the wrists, the knees, anywhere, the legs, the feet, etc. The hands in particular. So I know some of the more common areas obviously would be things like knees, even shoulders and back. So I'll start with a couple ideas. Number one, there's bikes called recumbent bikes. Now, we actually don't carry recumbent bikes, but recumbent bikes are essentially bikes where you're sitting down and you're pedaling with your leg straight out in front of you, and you're literally sitting in a seat. Now, these would be great for someone if you have actually a pretty, I would say, severe case of arthritis where it's very hard to lift your leg, or you don't really want much pressure on your hips or your shoulders or even your back. Recumbent bikes would be a great option because you're going to be in a very comfortable sitting position, and it's going to take a lot of pressure off your back, off your hips, off your knees, things like that. And they're very, very comfortable. And there's a whole slew of different types of recumbent bikes, from the seats you're sitting in, to the wheel size, to how low to the ground you are. Now, I would say that is one negative piece of a recumbent bike, is because of how low they are to the ground, it could be a little bit difficult to get on and off the bike if bending too low is difficult. So there are recumbent options that wouldn't be as low to the ground as others. So if bending is an issue, try to find a recumbent that maybe is, not quite as high as a bicycle, but somewhere in between the really low recumbents and the higher recumbents. Now, moving on, there's something called a step-through bike. And with that is step-through bike with a forward pedaling design. So if you have arthritis in your knees and bending or lifting your leg, even if you have it in your hips and it's difficult to lift your leg, I would say I recommend a step-through bike. Now, basically what that means is that just the frame comes low enough, so in order to mount or dismount the bike, you can literally just step through the frame. If once you're on the bike, you typically don't have any issues in terms of pedaling, then you could just do a normal step-through bike with a perfect down tube, with a down tube connected from the seat to what's called the bottom bracket where the pedals are. The step-through will make it very easy to get on and off, and it'll eliminate the danger of mounting and dismounting the bike, especially if you don't have complete mobility, again, in your hips or your knees or things like that. Now, another element to that is something called a forward pedaling bike. And what this is it's an upright bike riding position, but the pedals are shifted forward about 4 inches. And what this does is it basically puts the rider in a little bit more of a relaxed position, takes some downward pressure off the hips. And typically speaking, bikes with forward pedaling would have an upright riding position, meaning your back is straight. So if you have pain from arthritis in any part of your body, you really want to take as much tension off of those parts of your body when you're riding. So if you're in an upright position, it's very natural. You don't have to be forward. You don't have to be leaning back. You're not tensed up in any one place on your body. And so a forward pedaling bike would be great for that. And it will also allow you to keep your arms kind of right out in front of you, or actually right here. So it'll be very relaxed, no tension on any piece of your body. So hopefully that would alleviate any pain during the ride that you maybe would experience because of your arthritis on another type of bike. One bike we offer is called the 630 Every Journey, and we've had a lot of people write reviews, in particular on Amazon, talking about how they, got back into biking after arthritis, particularly in their knees or in their back, and that was a great option for them. Again, I'm not a doctor to advise, but this has been a common, just common feedback from our customers that particularly people with arthritis find that bike to be great for them. And then I would say, my third option, if balancing on a bike is just too much and your arthritis has affected your body where it's even hard to tense up anything to hold yourself up, a tricycle would be the last best option in my opinion. And so there's different types of tricycles, there's multi-speeds, there's thinner tires. You don't have to think of a tricycle and think it's going to be this big clunky thing. There's different types of options. You can get baskets, no baskets. But what this will do is basically it's going to allow you as the rider to be completely not have to balance to do the work. The bicycle will not be going anywhere because it's on 3 wheels. It's going to easily balance on the road. And you can also get a step-through model, so you can easily mount and dismount. So it's just a great option if there's so much pain in any one of your joints that it's hard, for you to, like I said, bear any weight on it or put any pressure on it. You can get a tricycle, and you can get a tricycle with some speed options. So the first gear is very easy to pedal. Even though the tricycle is a little bit bigger in size, if you get something with speeds, it will make the pedaling easy in the lowest gear. So you shouldn't be worried about, dragging around the weight of a very large tricycle. So, they're fairly common for people over the age of 50. They're sometimes difficult to find. We at 630 actually don't make tricycles. My suggestion would be you can shop around online, look at different models, and then maybe visit a local bike shop near you. If you can, I'd recommend, potentially buying a tricycle fully assembled because the assembly might be a little more difficult, or if you have a local bike shop, you could order online and have them assemble it for you. So those are my 3 options for best bikes for arthritis: the step-through frame or the forward pedaling frame, the tricycle, and the recumbent bike. If you have any other questions about those 3, please reach out to us direct. Also, comment below if you have a bike that's been good for your arthritis. I'm curious to hear of other examples of bikes that, whether it be the model or the type or the brand, that maybe you've ridden that you found is great for your arthritis when you go out for a ride. So if you want to reach us directly, please shoot us an email, theteam@sixthreezero.com, or call us 310-982-2877. And please check out our bikes on the top nav of our website. We have men's, women's, kids. And also go ahead and enter your height and your weight on our body fit calculator, and it will tell you what bikes of ours will fit your body, because our goal at 630 is to find a bike that's the perfect fit for your body.